Have you watched the new Netflix series for Adolescents? If you haven't, it's definitely worth a watch. I think it's extremely thought-provoking, and for those of you who have, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Now, as a psychologist watching that series, so many thoughts come to mind about social learning, about expectations, about the normalization of man rage, the normalization of the sexualization of women from a very, very young age, about how women differ from men in terms of how they regulate their emotions. And I mean, there's just so many themes and very important themes. So let's start with social learning. The series demonstrates so many aspects of social learning, one being societal expectations around how men versus women respond to challenging situations, the second being the sexualization of women, and the third being how to respond to those situations. And there's so many scenes in this 4-episode series that just demonstrate the varying aspects of each one of these themes so differently. So let's talk about the little boy. You know, the series starts with him being picked up by a detective, and the detective asking him about comments, really aggressive sexual comments that he's made about women, and whether or not he's attracted to women who would present in the way that he has seen in terms of the pictures that he's put up or commented on social media. And it gets us thinking about, how do adolescent boys or men learn about sexuality? Does anyone talk to them about this? I know in schools there are conversations around mutual respect and consent when teaching adolescents or children about sex, but what is the purpose of sex? What about the difference between love and lust? What about the importance of respect? And I don't just mean respecting the individual whom you're going to engage in such a behavior with, but the importance of respect for the opposite gender when it comes to how you speak about them, when it comes to how you think about them, even in terms of your own private thoughts. Those thoughts need to be respectful. They do not need to be derogatory in nature, and in fact, if they are derogatory in nature, even though they're intimate and personal, that is suggestive of a learned system that is largely problematic.